is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you all something that I think is extremely bullish for the entire crypto sector as we head into 2024. With that being said, if you all enjoy these video breakdowns, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the platform. We do appreciate the love and the support. And let's jump into today's video breakdown. So we're going to be discussing and talking about the infrastructure that was not built and in place the previous bull market cycles. We are on the verge of experiencing a seismic shift in the crypto landscape where previous bull market cycles lacked the foundational infrastructure to actually onboard massive amounts of institutional volume and liquidity.
The crypto asset class had huge eyes on it, and the amount of sort of coverage that it got across mainstream media, plus the sheer sort of volume of interest that came into the market through that 2021-2022 cycle. I mean, looking back on it now, what's clear is the infrastructure, and by infrastructure I mean the kind of exchanges, the custodians, the service offerers that were in the market were not fit for purpose for that volume of interest. And part of that was inevitable in that when you have such demand come in and in such a quick space of time, it's difficult to build accordingly and ensure that you can handle that kind of volume.
And that is all set to change. Let me show you all some physical proof. We're going to be jumping into some video clips today from some systemically important individuals. And then I'm also going to be reading some snippets of the CYPRX blog post. Now, I do apologize in advance. I was horribly sick the past 3 days. As you all can tell, my voice is kind of distraught right now. I got some tea here with me, so I do apologize if I sound a little bit weak in the throat. With that being said, I will do my best to push through the rest of this video breakdown. So let's jump in. I want to first take your attention back to May of this year, to the Canadian Payment Summit, okay? And I want you to take a second and listen to what this gentleman says, where he's talking in front of a large group of individuals. Here you can see on the Canadian Payment Summit website, it says that this summit had representatives of more than 250 speakers, over 1,800 delegates from across the payment industry, and participated in more than 100 sessions across 6 different content themes, either in person or virtually. So this was a massive event. And just to show you the members of the advisory council, you can see names like Bank of America, Citi, HSBC. That's going to play an important role here in a second with the document that I'm going to show you guys in just 1 minute. JP Morgan Chase, National Bank of Canada, PNC, and then Wells Fargo as well. So some big names in the game. With that being said, listen to what this gentleman has to say, where he confirms that they conjured together and they talked and discussed about updating our national infrastructure, as he puts it.
Pretty simple two-stage act. Central authorities decide that we're going to have a generational change and update our national infrastructure. And then all y'all get together and we start innovating like crazy, and Stacy just gave us where Visa's going with her innovation.
So that whole entire sentence right there plays a massive role that gentleman just said. Why? Because we know that in previous bull market cycles, the infrastructure to actually handle large amounts of institutional volume was not ready at scale. Now that is all about the change. As we head into 2024, the foundation is set in place to actually onboard these banks, onboard these institutions that have clients that are interested in this space and that they themselves are interested in investing in. So let's read some snippets from the CYPRX blog. And again, if you want to read this blog, you're more than welcome to visit cyprxtrading.com. Go to the blog or article section and read it. We're going to give, or attempt to give, weekly updates from our personal perspective on important things that are happening in the space, things like this. So anticipation is surging as we approach the next bull market cycle, and the thrill extends beyond institutional participation alone. What truly sets the stage for excitement is the carefully constructed infrastructure ready to welcome large organizations into the captivating realm of the new crypto asset class. to fully grasp the potential unfolding before us, because I do think that this next bull market cycle presents one of the biggest opportunities in crypto, because for the first time, institutions are really about to get involved. We're really about to see trillions of dollars flow through this space. Obviously, of course, once regulations support it, but the infrastructure to handle these large volumes and transactions is set in place, and that is monumental.
Financial market participants setting up teams for real. So there's a new wave. Like now, the whole infrastructure is ready for them. The whole infrastructure is ready for them. So from custody to risk management tools, people selling that like we do market access.
So let's cast a glance back at previous bull market cycles. The absence of infrastructure capable of handling large institutions restrained their involvement. If institutional money had ventured into this space earlier, i.e., previous bull market cycles, the digital asset market infrastructure would have crumbled under the strain of managing large volume transactions at scale. Now, over the past 4 years, a seamless collaboration between the public and private sectors has been underway. Their dedicated efforts have successfully upgraded, enhanced, and transformed the global infrastructure.
Linking to what has been overall said in the panel, what's happening at the moment, it's very much this infrastructure that is being built for tokenization across different parts of the value chain that really needs to happen. And sometimes that might look slow. Hopefully in retrospective, if we look back in 5 years and 10 years, we say this is exactly what needed to happen for us to be able to adopt.
I'll just add, in regards to the technology piece, there's things that had to be solved in regards to throughput, in regards to gas fees, in regards to the complexity of running and deploying nodes, or just the infrastructure that is necessary for us to to run a blockchain network, and those are being solved.
This transformation paves the way for large banks to participate in the new ecosystem at an unprecedented scale, a scale that you and I have never seen before.
For people with your skill set to help us large organizations, there's, build your own companies as well, of course, but you can really help us to get the infrastructure in place to enable, blockchain-based technologies to really grow at the scale that we haven't seen before. It's what I say to my crypto native friends is that, it's kind of like the empire striking back a little bit. The big organizations are going to use the technology at a scale that we have not seen before for this level of technology. You're going to be the enabler.
It's a revolutionary process, constructing a financial system that effortlessly moves value on the internet, akin to the ease with which emails traverse the online landscape today. For those unfamiliar with terms like the Internet of Value or Internet of Things, this encapsulates the essence of the evolution. So you really need to understand that previous bull market cycles weren't able to handle massive amounts of institutional volume and liquidity, but now that is all set to change. And I'm going to show you guys physical proof here in just 1 second, aside from the panel discussions that we've been playing, where the videos that we're showing you have barely any views. And when I say barely any views, I mean, you can go watch some of these video breakdowns and they have no more than 100 to 200 views. There's 8 point some billion people on this earth, and there's millions of crypto users. So you have to really understand that not a lot of people are calibrating this into the next bull market cycle, that for the first time, institutions are really about to drive this next bull market cycle. It's not going to be retail like it has been the previous cycles. It's going to be institutions, and that is massive. In essence, we firmly believe that the upcoming bull market in the crypto and Web3 space will be seismic, a monumentous opportunity not to be missed. To harness the full potential, one must encourage in thorough research and stay attuned to emerging trends, partnerships, summits, and project developments. As we approach 2024, the call to action is clear. Embrace the transformative possibilities that lie ahead. So I just want to show you something. Remember even here how HSBC is on this list in the advisory council? I just think it's interesting. There's always some type of connectedness. Well, if we head over here to this document, just to show you guys that the infrastructure is for a fact in place, to an HSBC document labeled Bulletin on RegTech Use Case Transaction Monitoring Insurance Products. This is from December 2023. Shout out to the CYPRX research team for always providing just phenomenal documents. Here you can see where it talks about a stable and secure infrastructure. And right down here, you can see highlighted, it says, the new solution runs on an automated and stable infrastructure deployed on Google Cloud's platform. Now, one of the previous little video breakdowns that I just played for you was a representative from, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the digital assets team at Google. He went on to confirm that the infrastructure needed to be built in order to onboard these financial institutions.
There's things that had to be solved in regards to throughput, in regards to gas fees, in regards to the complexity of running and deploying nodes, or just the infrastructure that is necessary for us to, to run a blockchain network.
And now you can see a physical document that this HSBC solution, whatever the case may be, is automated and running on a stable infrastructure deployed by Google Cloud. So you can see physical proof in the documentation that this is for a fact happening, not only by word of mouth by these systemically important people on these panel discussions, but also in their documents. All the proof is there for you guys to go tap into this type of research, okay? So this is the last document that I want to read some valuable information to you all, just to support what it is that we're attempting to show you all here and how just massive this is. Okay, so this was a PDF that was put out by the Stellar Development Foundation, TPICAP, which is the company in which the representative that you heard earlier, Duncan T, I'm not going to butcher his last name, is actually from, whom was speaking to you at the beginning of this video breakdown. But this document is called Building the Markets of the Future, right? And we're just going to scroll through and read a couple of different highlights. And it says right here, the Financial Action Task Force and International Organization of Securities Commissions are laying the groundwork for an international approach. With the consensus emerging alongside institutional-grade infrastructure, regulated institutions may begin to engage with crypto assets more enthusiastically in larger volumes. Here it goes on to read, despite the apparent hostility, the gap between this new crypto financial world and the incumbent permission intermediary-based system is shrinking. We believe that over the next few years, the lines between the crypto ecosystems and the traditional financial world will continue to blur until we have one unified financial system. There are two separate forces driving this convergence. First, there is the effort, both technical and regulatory, to sanitize and tame the cryptocurrency markets. Second, there is the drive to improve the technology underpinning traditional markets, much of which is due for an overhaul. With the crypto asset industry popularizing distributed ledger technology, it is only natural that there would be a move to apply this to traditional finance. As this is the case elsewhere, the infrastructure is emerging at pace. So that's now 2 times that they mentioned the terminology infrastructure. So again, pay attention to detail. As we scroll right down here, this is the last little tiny snippet. It says, while waiting for the institutions to come, digital asset infrastructure providers, i.e. like Google, as you all saw in the document provided by HSBC, that they are operating on a stable infrastructure provided by Google Cloud, right? It says digital asset infrastructure providers have been building their technologies and policy bank grade standards. That's another massive statement from this article that I feel like a lot of people missed in 2023. Whether bank or non-bank, all players in the crypto financial services race must ultimately find a suitable infrastructure partner. To accomplish the mission of mass adoption, crypto firms must provide the embedded crypto solutions that make technology integration and regulatory compliance easy for their clients to jump in. So with this video breakdown in mind, one of the biggest and most bullish things that I think that we have to look forward to in 2024 and beyond is that the foundational infrastructure to actually handle massive amounts of volume and liquidity is starting to really be set in place. And I think that that's something that previous bull market cycles never really got to experience. So think about all the opportunities that either were made or missed in previous bull market cycles, and really consider as to where we could potentially go given the next cycle that we are on the verge of experiencing. With all of that in mind, none of this is financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to go out there and buy digital assets, cryptocurrencies, or anything of that nature. But what I am asking that you all do is you do your research. As always, many blessings. Be cognizant, be aware, and I will see you all in the next video breakdown.